Good morning once again. Here we are on the Fun Side of Business podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Nick Hampton. I'm joined alongside
Gemma Addison.
Hi, Gemma.
Good morning, Nick. How are you?
Good. Right, do you want to introduce today's guest or do you want me to do it?
Oh, you go for it.
Okay, so who we have today is someone who 5 years ago I had no clue who they were. True story.
Right.
But she has come out as probably, in fact, no, I'm not even going to use probably, definitely the number one supremo in terms of PR and marketing in this area for any business ever that wants to go along and get themselves launched.
You don't need to say anymore. I know exactly who it is.
Here we go. You know exactly who it is. We're welcoming this morning Helen Crowe.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for that intro.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, Helen. So what we're going to do is we're going to come to your journey in a second, but I just want to go into that intro. And the reason that I say that is because one of the other guests that will either be coming or will be before you was a result of what you've done, right? You know, so we had Craig Starling here, who is Suffolk Director of the Year, or was shortlisted as Suffolk Director of the Year. For someone who came from nothing to this media star almost, but he is quite reserved, he is quite humbled, he's quite whatever, and yet you managed to take that and turn him into what he is today.
Yeah. Well, he's done it himself, to be fair. But it's just seeing that in people who are willing to grow, because you have to be willing. Yeah. If you haven't got that in you, then you're never going to do it anyway.
But I think it was just such a nice thing to see, to go, and let's face it, I think his history is he's probably an IT nerd. But to come out and to kind of go, which I say in a nice way, because it's no different to me. I'm the same. I love IT, and just that and personalities don't go very well together. But I'm guessing it must be a nice success story for you to see. It's
lovely. That's the PR side of work is brilliant because you do get to see people propelled into the spotlight, and I prefer being behind the camera. So I don't particularly like being on the radio.
You're not enjoying being that side
not
right
particularly.
now. No. But I guess it's really nice to see people stepping outside of their comfort zones.
Yeah, definitely.
And you're able to help give them that platform to do so.
Yeah, and it's such a formula though. There's just a process. It's really easy. It's just understanding what the USP is.
Yeah.
And also believing in the business you're working for.
Yeah.
If they don't have substance, then you almost can't market them.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Okay, Helen, I'm going to ask you question number one for me. And this is a weird one because we touched on this just before we went live. You kind of separate PR and marketing. And in my head, I'm like, it's the same thing. Please describe the differences for me.
So for me, PR is profile raising, and that is the press side.
Okay.
So marketing is all the stuff there, the formulas almost like the social media. Although that does come hand in hand with PR. But really, if you're going to do PR and you talk about PR, it's the press. It's what you're seen to do, the free stuff.
Mm-hmm. That's the fun stuff. That's what you enjoy doing.
And that's where you get a real hit when you see something in the paper and you think, I did that.
Yeah.
And it's finding stories. It's finding that little story behind a business. You're like, that's the story in that. And they go, is it? Is it? Yeah, that's something that people don't know about. That's really interesting.
A lot of business just we work through the motions, we kind of excel slightly within what we're doing and don't realise actually this should be shouted about.
Yeah, because you're not stepping out of it and you're not seeing it from a different point of view. You're seeing it as something you do all the time. Yeah. So that's just normal, isn't it?
Yeah.
But same for you guys, the fact that you are different types of accountants.
Yeah.
Obviously you've got the tax legend.
Obviously.
But it is seeing it from a different point of view that other people see it as, and you don't always see it yourself.
But that's the crazy part. Sometimes you go along and do it, and you'll get an email from someone saying, "Wow, that's amazing! Thank you so much for everything you've done," or "Thanks," or "You've made," and we go, "Well, I mean, we didn't really do that much. We just did what we're supposed to do." But we can make such a difference to other people that you don't. But
also, when you go and see other businesses and maybe your competitors and people, for you, for example, you're accountants, but actually you're advising people, you're giving them business advice. Some accountants just do the bookkeeping, which is what I've had before.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get the difference where because you do my books now, my accounting, you're telling me, Helen, have you done this? Have you done that? I'm like, why has nobody told me this before?
Yeah.
But then for me, that's the USP because actually most people are getting the shit advice I had.
Yeah.
I need to ask you this, Helen. Do you ever switch off from PR and marketing? Because this is the thing. I mean,
only when I'm drunk.
No, you don't.
I think you still do it when you're drunk.
This is the crazy part. I think this is the thing. When people say if you love what you do, you never have to work another day in your life.
Yeah.
And Helen probably epitomises that one because having been out and gone, we've gone to an awards thing or we've gone to a night out or whatever.
Yeah.
Even standing around Helen drunk, sober, whatever it may be, within 2-3 minutes, she would have grabbed someone who's walking past and gone, have you met Nick?
Have you met Nick?
Tax legend. If you don't use him for his accounts, you should be. And I'm like, we are at a social here. I don't want to have a tax conversation with someone like...
But that's the best way to do business, isn't it?
It is.
And I think PR around it, the biggest thing for PR is the relationship building that you've got.
Yeah.
Because it's the connections that you can pull.
I mean, that was a nice part when I first met Helen. And the crazy part is when I'm trying to refer Helen onto other people, it's either the easiest or the most difficult thing to do, because everyone looks to try and find like a product. Like, oh yeah, what she's going to do is she's going to post 7 things on Instagram.
But to be fair,
you.
some of my clients like that. They want that SLA type thing, that agreement you've got each month.
Yeah.
But the thing is that to me, and by the way, sorry, any of Helen's customers who have that SLA, and I'm glad it works for you. But for me, I have this thing of going, but you have to let you be you. It's no different than if someone turned around to us and said, I would like you to do my books and I would like you to do my year-end accounts, and that's it. Which means if I think, well, hold on, I could spend 2 hours tax planning to save them £1,000. Strictly, this is outside of my SLA. Because my SLA is just, can you just do this and this and stop?
Yeah.
And so to kind of limit you for what you do to, I will make a social media post and I will do this and I will do that. I know you would never limit anyway because you're still going to be you.
Yeah.
But it's, for me, I always just say, look, go to Helen. It's like, well, what's she going to do? Promote your business. How? By being her. That's all she needs to do. Yeah. Just let Helen be Helen.
Helen, yeah.
Yeah. I sort of see what you mean. And I do notice that one of my strengths is seeing opportunities for people. And I think that's where the PR side, that's where if you've got the PR hat, you're looking for the opportunity for that business. And then that doesn't just stop with getting the press coverage to tell them that story. It's actually who else is in that arena, that business arena, that you might be able to put people in touch with and who they can help. And then I think it always comes back round, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm going
karma.
So now we're going to go back, because this is the thing. Helen has the ultimate, and in the old school Rolodex, like whatever it is.
Black book.
Yeah, little black book.
Not
or
for
what have
dating,
you,
though, that one.
To go along with Filofax, what I was thinking. To have.
You tell you've never had one.
Yeah, exactly.
He'll be going on about, was it blackberries?
Yeah, blackberries.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the blackberry. Yeah.
But Helen has that list of contacts that is ridiculously and there's no one that Helen doesn't know.
Yeah.
So now this leads me nicely on to Helen left school at some point, right? 16, 18, whatever, 21.
Well, I went to uni, so I left 2003.
Okay. So you've got some GCSEs, some A-levels, a degree in hand. What did you get your degree in?
Design management.
Okay.
And I didn't know I didn't know what I wanted to do. All I knew was I was good at art.
Okay.
And I wanted to do something that had a bit more substance just than graphic design. So I did business studies. Well, design management, which was graphic design, and business studies, which had marketing.
Okay. So here you are, 21 years old, degree in hand.
Yep.
Where did you go?
Then I went to work for a design agency, and I was account manager.
Oh.
And that was one of my first clients was Shake and Udder, the milkshakes, which are now in Waitrose. I did the branding for them.
Oh,
when they first started out, that was one of my first clients.
That's brilliant.
So when I'm in Waitrose now or Sainsbury's and I see it, I'll often take a picture. The branding's updated a little bit since then, but yeah, that was my first client.
So you designed it, like the whole...
So it wasn't me,
Yep.
but the graphic design team.
Yep.
They were my account, so I managed their account for them, yeah.
Okay, so yours was the concepts and things.
Yeah.
Okay.
So obviously I went and got the brief and I did the liaison with the client, and then, there they are. They were sitting around a farmhouse table, middle of Essex somewhere.
Amazing.
Bob's your uncle.
Yeah.
Robert's your father's brother.
There we go.
So that one lasted many years, not many years?
No, I didn't particularly enjoy that, to be fair. They were quite brutal. They gave me a Yellow Pages book and were like, find your own clients. I was like, ooh. Just coming out of uni, quite green.
Yeah.
Sales was like a bit of a taboo, you're a salesperson. Oh, I don't want to be a salesperson.
Yeah,
I want to be an
horrible.
account. I want to build the relationships with people.
Yeah.
But I did really well. I managed to get quite a few clients at Portsmouth University. There's quite a few. And that was literally just going to events, building relationships again. So then I left and went to the dreaded Essex County Council, which I hated as well, because that was, you'd spend a year working on a campaign and thousands and hundreds of thousands on it. Last minute it'll be pulled. So you talked about PR disaster, although I haven't had a direct PR disaster. that to me is a disaster because it's such a waste of time. But that was all around environment and recycling and campaigns.
But the crazy part is that must be so frustrating because, like, I mean, this is the thing. A lot of people have asked me, you know, will I go and help them, like, business consult and go? But for me, I think part of that, like, reluctance to do it is that you can put all the time in, you can put all the effort in, you can see how they can do it, you can see where they achieve.
Yeah.
But you need them to kind of complete it.
Yeah.
And if they don't, there's people who can say, oh, well, I don't care, I got paid. But for me, the frustration is, hang on, I could see this business going stratospheric, but it won't because they're not going to do it.
Yeah.
So you just think it's all the time and effort and drive and these fantastic ideas, and it just goes. And I'm guessing the same thing about marketing.
Well, I was just way too career hungry at the time as well. I mean, I am now, but I'm sort of in a position where I can grow it, or I can sort of just carry on, like you're saying, take some money and, you know, just plod along. But I was way too hungry for it, and it was just like, well, is this it? Am I doing all this work and it just nothing happens with it? You know, it gets pulled last minute because a different counsellors come in that department, and it's all changed. And I was just like, this is not for me.
How long were you there for?
I was about 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah. But it was obviously, I didn't want to keep jumping from job to job too quickly because it doesn't look right in your CV, does it? I'd been at the agency for about 2 years as well. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got a disgruntled 25-year-old Helen. Where does she go?
Just like, this is just not right.
So where do we go from there?
So then I went to Ixion, which was all train to gain. Can you remember train to gain?
Yeah.
And like the...
Jem came from a background of apprenticeships.
Oh, yeah, well, there you go.
I
Yeah.
train to gain,
So my job was working for a private company who took on contracts for the government.
Yeah.
And it was facilitating business. That I was doing the marketing for employers and clients or apprentices, and putting them together.
Oh, okay.
So it was Learning and Skills Council I was working for, but through a business. And then I got pregnant after being promoted quite quickly. There, I was pregnant, and then I went off for maternity leave for a little while. And then that's a whole new story, because that was my life with my ex-husband, who it was just that's something that, you know, I think when I look back, the whole career thing, we were so just not aligned. He didn't want me to go back to work, and I really did.
You really wanted to, yeah.
I took 4 years off, and I had to go and get another job and didn't tell him.
Okay.
Because he was like, you can't go back to work, you need to stay at home and look after the children. I was like, I cannot do this. I have to be at work. I need to work. I want to work. So got a job, didn't tell him about it.
Helen the rebel.
Yeah, he found out about it after kind of I'd accepted it and signed a contract, and told me I was betraying the family.
Oh.
So kind of you can see why I probably got divorced. But anyway, went to work for Goatley Solicitors.
Oh, okay.
And was marketing manager there, and ended up obviously being a single parent and being a marketing manager there, which was great. Then I got headhunted by Sackers.
Okay.
So Sackers were a client of Goatley, and I knew David through networking and stuff, and he said, come work for me. But at the time I'd actually accepted another job and was a week away from starting.
Can we just see how heavily in demand you are? Okay, so can we point out that Helen is never going to suffer imposter syndrome, because apparently it doesn't matter whether she's working or not, everyone
wants
services.
her, yeah.
Oh no, I wouldn't say that. But so I ended up going to work for David because obviously he made an offer I couldn't refuse. And that was brilliant. I loved that job. That was about 5 years there. I loved it.
Can we just point out, we're not going to talk any mafia connections, but we just heard about waste management and an offer that you can't refuse. I think there's certain connotations with mafia families. So nothing is implied or spoken about there at all. Okay, so off to Sackers, and then... So,
after Sackers, my account manager in my team was going to leave. And he wanted to leave because he was looking for career progression. So I just said to David, look, Toby's going to leave, but we can't be without him. I couldn't be without him. The only way it would work is if I leave, give Toby my job, and then I can go freelance, and then I'll do the marketing and PR that I originally came in to do alone, because by that time I was heading up sales team as well. I said, let me go back to just the PR and marketing.
Just head up the sales team. Let's go full circle. At 21 years old, you go into a job and go, here's a yellow page that goes, hate sales.
Hate sales.
And now he was a sales manager.
But it's that sales, it's that cold sales I hate. It's that no relationship.
Yeah, the cold call.
It shouldn't exist.
Yeah.
It should just be go out and network and make relationships.
Yes.
Relationships will bring you work.
Yes.
You don't have to go, can I have some work from you? You know, it shouldn't be like that. So where was I? Maybe I've lost my train of thought.
Sackers went freelance.
Yes, I was So I was also doing work for Goatleys again.
Yep.
Because they'd lost their marketing team, and Andrew West, who sadly has passed away about a year ago now, he came back and said, look, Helen, we're struggling to find anyone who can do it all. Can you come back and do it freelance? Just until we kind of know, because I knew they were looking to sell at that time. So he said, can you just tide us over until we're ready, to go? So I was like, of course I can. So I was doing that on the side. And then I thought, well, actually, I can make quite a bit of money out of this. This is like, if I do a couple of these, I probably don't need to work full time at all because I can still earn the same amount. So then I left Sackers, and obviously they kept me on as a client, or I kept them on as a client rather. And then it snowballed. Once people knew I was
freelance.
I was freelance. Then I haven't actually had to do any of my own marketing as such yet.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Oh yeah, you just have to get out there. Except everyone just rings me up because I'm that.
It does sound like I'm blowing my own trumpet, but I actually haven't had to do any marketing because again, it's just relationships.
You've built them, and people have now come back full circle. Yeah.
So I love what I do, and I will only take on clients who I believe in. So all the people I work with,
it shows you love what you do. Yeah. You can feel the passion, can't you? It's there, and that's why people. And that's when it feels like it's not such work. It's not such hard work. Yeah.
Because you've got that, you just want to do it, and actually a lot of the stuff I do, I probably do too much for my clients that I don't charge them for. But again, it goes back to that relationship. I'm doing stuff outside my remit, really. Yeah. Can you just help with this and. What do you think about that?
I've got a dilemma question for you, Helen. This is a good one. So this is the thing.
I'm hiding now.
I know you work with a lot of people that you go, I quite like them, and you get on really well with your clients, I imagine.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. So is there a point where you would go and take on a company where you go, I either don't like them, don't like this, but they're going to pay me well?
Well,
what's the number?
I have done that.
Okay.
I have done that. But I knew it was very short term.
Okay.
So I grinned and bared it. I absolutely hated it because I did not agree with the values.
Okay.
And it's linked with previous business I worked with.
We don't have to,
But I would, but it have to be for a significant amount of money, and that was
for a short period.
Yeah, no long term.
Yeah. I suppose if that's the thing, if you go along and you go, I've got happiness in what I do, it's nice to keep that equilibrium as you want to be happy. And you don't have to do
I want to retire, Nick.
Douchebags.
I'm just looking to retire. I keep telling James this. I'm retiring in 2 years. And he goes, no, you're not. I go, oh, yeah.
That is my plan.
Let's round this off. Because what I want to do is I want to balance this. So we've obviously heard the slightly negative of the ex-husband that now is gone. Now let's have the positive.
Yeah,
so when did James appear?
So again, it was Sackers. He was a contractor, so he owns M&C Engineering. He was on site doing some work.
It all happened at Sackers.
It did. And he
people thought it's in recruitment companies this all happens, but apparently Sackers is the way.
Sackers is the place to be.
He was on site, and I was talking to one of the because I was doing HR at the same time for Sackers. I know you're laughing now, Nick, but it was.
Did you do the MD's job as well?
No.
You sure? You've only headed up 3 entire departments: sales, marketing, HR.
My belief is HR.
Payroll accounts as well,
Well, I'll do it standing on my head.
There we go.
My belief is HR is PR. If your staff are happy, they sell your business as much as you can write about.
Yeah.
And I'd said to David, you need an HR manager. You're way too big. You're 100 staff. You need to have good structures in place. And he agreed, but then COVID hit. And he's like, we're putting a stop on recruitment, but we think you can do HR. And it was like, well, I at the time I was like, well, is Sackers going to survive because of COVID? I don't know what the future looked like. And I was like, fine. I was like, but you do know I'm not a lawyer. I worked at solicitors. That does not make me any skilled in employment law.
This is what I said about accountancy, isn't it? Yeah.
But that was great. It was quite a good experience. But again, that's formulas, it's processes, and that's not me. I am a creative. So although I did enjoy it and I enjoyed building a relationship with staff, because that was what it's about, I tried to build a better culture in the business. Again, for the PR side.
But your mindset is always, how is this going to...
Yeah, I'm like,
how is this going to move this business?
Got to write you a letter. Someone else could do that.
But this is the thing. Can I just point out, poor James, by the way, he's just heard part of this podcast. And it's like, it's about me. and it's just flicked. So you talking about HR?
Yeah, sorry.
We want to get back to James. Tell us about the story with James.
Yeah. So James he came up to me when I was in the yard talking about an HR issue with the guy in the yard. He came over and said, Helen, I thought, how do you know my name? And he said, have you got a piece of cardboard? Because I need to cut a template out. So he laughs because I actually jumped in a recycling bin to get him a bit of card out. So that story lives on. And then, I'm not going to lie, obviously I didn't even think anything of it. And then about, when was it? About 2 months after, I'd gone on to Match, middle of COVID. I was single and I thought,
why not?
Kind of ready to move on now. And he was on Match. And he texted me and said, Helen, I didn't know you were single. And I was like, well, I didn't know you were single.
Oh, that's meant to
and
be.
That was
I was waiting for the story of like his Match picture had him with a bit of cardboard going, Helen, match me, please.
So yeah, that was that.
So he turned you into a bin diver for him?
Quickly. Yeah, I was a bin diver for him.
Yep.
And
I mean, not being funny, if you can go along and get your future partner to do that, it's he was meant to
She'll
be.
do anything.
Yeah. He probably thought that, didn't he? Winner here. Oh dear.
And so that was then the birth. I'm guessing, like those clients and what have you. That was then Henny PR.
Yeah, and I chose the name because my dad died a year before. I realised it was year to the day that I set up my business.
Oh wow.
So I thought, well, that's a sign, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he used to call me Henny. So that's where Henny came from.
I never knew that, Nick. Did you? Oh, yeah. I love that.
So it's a bit of a nod to my dad. My dad was a businessman.
Yeah.
And I think my mum isn't at all. And I think that's kind of where I've got the drive for business and interest in business.
I mean, there's got to be a strong influence somewhere because, as you can hear, 2 years, move on, I'm not getting enough from this. 2 years, move on, I'm not getting enough from this. You're massively driven.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably why your business is so successful, because you take that same drive into your clients' businesses to say, I'm going to make these people, known, popular, familiar, brand names.
Yeah.
Because you've got that drive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Failure's not an option for you.
Well, it's interesting because originally when I left college, I was like, I'm not going to uni. No way in hell on earth I'm not going to uni. And then I went to work for my dad.
Okay.
No way am I doing this. I need to get a degree because I cannot do a job like this forever. And that was it. I was like, no, I'm not doing just an admin job. And I tried to do, to try and move on and different careers. And I was like, no, I need more. I'm quite hungry for work. And I know I say I'll retire, but I'll still do something. And I probably will still be marketing, but I just don't want to do it on the level that I do it now because I don't sleep because I think about work all the time.
But that's the thing. I mean, your drive for success. I mean, so we did same as we do every guest, we kind of have a little pre-podcast chat with them. And you should have seen Helen's face when I asked her. I said, so, let's talk about one of your marketing failures or PR failures. And she just looks at me and goes, I don't have any, obviously. Failures? No. And it's almost that thing of you full well that Helen would go along and go, right, I've done a month, I've blasted everything, nothing's working. Right, month two, I'm just going to work twice as hard to go along and achieve that for your clients. That's what you do. Yeah,
but I also think with marketing, as long as you're kind of actually understanding what that audience wants, it shouldn't fail, should it?
Well,
because if you're clear with what you're trying to achieve and you really understand that market,
Helen, a Formula One car can have 1,000 engineers and it can still get to the start line and stall. Every business, it doesn't matter how much it is, can fail. But the reality is that you'll have people behind it that says, "But we'll get it started again," and that's you, I think. And that might be the thing. Maybe you just don't maybe you don't see failure. You go along and see it hasn't yet taken the traction I expected, but it will do next week and it will do the week after. That maybe to you, it's taking longer, which other people could go, it's failed. You just don't accept it because, I think a lot of people don't really understand failure only happens when you stop trying. As long as you keep trying, there's never a failure because, well, this is just where you are, now keep going.
It's one of my massive fears, failing. It is something that I just can't fail.
I never see fail. I feel they're lessons learned. If something doesn't work well, you take what you can from it and then apply it to the next time. And I just don't like that word. I think that word itself is fit.
I think I've seen that. And again, I can talk from a personal point of view. RS said probably we should have failed 2 or 3 times. I think that if you went along and said, let's go along and have a look at the logical decision should be shut it down, go again. Right? That should have been the move. But I was too scared to fail.
Yeah.
And so I went, no, I'll just reach
Keep
into
going.
my pocket, I'll dig deeper, I'll work harder,
Do
I'll
you
work
regret
longer.
that though? I know I'm not interviewing you, but
Yeah, it's coming out.
I think if you went along and looked at it on the cold light of day, sure, I can sit there and regret it. But for the time and for doing it, no. Because I can sit there and go, I didn't fail. I won't fail. I'll fail when I quit, and I won't quit.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I think for me, that just shows the dogged determination that I think entrepreneurs have. You know, they have that drive that says it doesn't matter what it takes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make this successful. And if they don't have that dogged determination, they probably shouldn't be running their own business.
I'll tell you something that I feel like I have failed at, and that is probably being a parent alongside trying to work.
Okay.
I do feel like that has my family's probably suffered as a result.
Do you know what I'm going to?
Because they've taken a second.
A little bit,
Yeah.
yeah. And I think they'll probably, my children might say that as well.
Do you know what, Helen? I'm going to talk about this. This is like
Okay.
we're supposed to do the fun side, but we're going to do the emotional side here. So I'm talking.
I am not going to cry.
If you cry, I'll cry. So this is just, and then Nick will leave the room. Yeah.
So this is the thing. Like, so I grew up with latchkey kid, right? So mum went through divorce. You know, there was a lot of times where it was her and me, and she always says the same thing to me. You know, I really wish I was there for you more. I really wish this. I really wish that. Said, you know, I think I could have gone along and taught you, you know, a lot of things. And I said, Mum, you taught me. If I want to go out and get something, I go and get it.
Yeah.
I said, there's nothing that I do today that I can't go along and track back to say thank you, because I never saw you going. You're sitting around waiting for a government handout, or you know, you want to go along and send me to school with a coupon for free school meals. You know, I understand people have to do that, but my mum had that determination and she had the choice, and she said, I'm not going to do it. So she went out and she worked 9 to 5s. She worked 5 days a week. She went out and she did everything that she needed to do. You know, and mum tells me stories of like, oh yeah, well, I wanted to get you this for Christmas, which I couldn't afford, but I wanted to do it because I didn't want you to feel different to your friends. And she said, and it took me 52 weeks on a catalogue of the man coming round to pay this off weekly, just so you wouldn't feel any different.
Yeah.
And for me, of course, I could go, I'd love to have more time, but I saw everything that my mum was doing to provide and to achieve this for me.
Yeah.
And I've taken that throughout life and said, yeah, don't expect anything coming to you.
Yeah.
If you want something, you go out and do it. My mum did it. My mum sacrificed the most important thing to her, which was her children. She said, yeah, okay, fine, but I have to provide, and I have to be a provider, and I'm going to teach them this lesson.
Yeah.
And so for me, coming from that point of view, I always go along and say thanks to my mum for that.
Yeah.
Because I can have all the time in the world I want with her now. But that time where, you know, a child is a sponge and they're picking up lessons and they're learning, that lesson was invaluable to me.
Yeah.
So as much as you think, yeah, okay, I could have had more time, you've shown them what it is to be
Determined,
yeah. Independent, strong, powerful, and someone who can go out and say, if you want something, the world is going to kick you in the teeth as many times as it can.
Yeah.
But you want it, you go get it.
I think the most important thing for me on that side is showing my daughter, because if I'd been in a position that my ex wanted me to be in, I wouldn't have any control over my future.
Yeah.
I'd have had to stay.
Yeah.
But I wanted choices in which I've always worked, and my money's my money, his money's his money.
Yeah.
And the same with James. It's having that choice. And I think as a woman and a young woman growing up, so my dad always taught me, you can do it just the same as anyone else.
Yeah.
Just because you're a woman. And with Rosie, I always want her to feel like, have the choice. I keep saying, make sure you earn your own money, earn well, do something you enjoy, and then you've always got choices. You have got control of your future with whatever you do. But if you become this person that's submissive to someone else and in the financial power of someone else,
you're always going to be reliant,
Yeah.
and you're always going to be dependent on someone else, and you shouldn't have to be.
Exactly.
You know, and this is the thing. You can go along and say, yeah, imagine that she turns up to be a, you know, whatever in business and achieves all that success. Yeah, guess what? I hate to say this, but being a stay-at-home mum, maybe she didn't do that.
Yeah.
And so that journey that she's going to go on, yeah, she'll come back and thank you for that.
Well, they don't at the moment. They still prefer it. And you're back too much. You're always working. And Rosie, I think Rosie would probably be good at what I do. She's a very personable person. She's, you know, really, she works at the local pub. She's brilliant with them. You know, she's She's only 16.
Has she shown an interest in what you do?
She has, but then what puts her off is how much I work. So she's like, I think I'd like to do what you do, but
I don't want to work that.
I don't want to be sitting at a computer all the time.
You don't switch
and
off
I'm like,
home at night.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, but actually, if you get the balance right, you can. But I haven't worked that out yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You're so driven that your success is. It doesn't matter what it is.
I don't say no either.
You're hungry for success.
Yeah.
You know, and this is the thing. You know, you're at that point where you go, as you're openly discussing. Yeah, I probably want to retire. I want to do this. I want to do that. So I would imagine the money's not so important to you, but it'd be the success.
Yeah.
And the same, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just need to learn to say no.
Well, that's the point. When you go along and say, that's it, I'm now retired and I don't want to do it anymore, someone's going to ring you up. You know they're going to ring you up. Helen, I don't suppose. And you go on then.
I know I won't retire.
Yours is always going to be semi-retirement at best, Helen.
I've just got this one job, Helen. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. But the thing is, when I first set up, I thought, this would be brilliant. What I'll do is I'll do some charity work and, I'll just do a little bit of this and I'll go and do a bit of ladies at lunch. Oh, no. My first month, I think was... Well, I made a load of money that I was never expecting to make.
But that's huge credit to you. It's your value. People want to work with you. They feel safe with you. You've got the vision,
Thank you.
Yeah.
And you've got your massive success at your radio show. And I'm going to talk to you about something else. So we got this in the pre like little chat.
Right. Off air. We call it the
off air
chat.
The off air chat.
Helen, tell us the Essex story.
Oh yes.
The massive PR. Can I swear?
Yeah.
Fuck up I made. So when I was working at Essex County Council, one of my jobs was do the campaigns for the green and the environment and the recycling, that kind of thing. So I put something in their magazine. I'm embarrassed even telling you this. But I did a calculation. I thought the most powerful way to get people to change behaviour would be to show the financial impact it may have. You've got to be good at numbers, though, to do that.
This sounds like the sort of mistake I'd make. Nick's looking at me. Yeah, this is it. Oh.
Basically, all the maths was wrong. And they had so many people writing in going, all right, well, actually, if that calculation is like that, then that is supposed to be that. And, it was. But then, also, in my defence, someone should have been checking it, shouldn't they, really? Because I was, 5 years out of uni?
Yeah, but hang on a second. But I'm guessing you were manager, head of something or other.
No. I was only campaigns officer at the time.
Only.
Campaigns officer.
She wasn't the head of council at that point.
So,
how many people did that go out to?
Every single household in Essex. I'm not sure every single household in Essex read it, thankfully. But we did have quite a few complaints, which you say what PR disasters.
There we go.
It happens, right?
Yeah.
There is one.
That,
there we go.
That was a big one.
Yeah, but there we go. We've also got that.
This is why you're not an accountant.
I mean, here's the nice part.
Exactly. This is why I use you guys.
Yeah, but this is the nice part. You see, we've gone right from uni all the way to where she is now, to the point where she's going, I'm considering retirement at late 30s or what the hell it is.
20s, thank you.
Sorry, late 20s, yeah.
Come on,
so, when you go through that entire spell and you go when I was 23, 24, it's a pretty good record for the amount of stuff you've done.
The thing is, I'm trying to think if there's been a significant one. I can't think of any campaigns where I've gone that's really failed. But then it depends what you're measuring it against. And again, I think some of the stuff you try at trialling anyway. So,
ultimately, you also go along and get great feedback of how many people in Essex are good at maths and how many people actually read what you've got.
Exactly, that was the whole point
That's
of it.
That's why you done it. That was the PR stuff.
And PR and marketing is all about getting people to pay attention.
But you missed the third person, the third category out there. Those who just believed everything I wrote and changed their behaviour.
Yeah, they're all there suddenly going along and saying, if I put a penny a year in this pot, I'm going to be a millionaire because Helen told me. That's it. Helen, thank you so much for coming on. I hope you've had fun.
Yes, it's been brilliant. Thank you for having me.
And
thank you so much, Helen.
Thank you.
Helen, thank you.